Mexico's Tren Maya is an impressive 1,554-kilometer train route that circles the Yucatan Peninsula. In this series, we take you with us as we explore the entire route. From amazing archaeological sites, crystal clear lakes, amazing beaches, colorful colonial towns, magical cenotes, and delicious local foods, we experience it all.
Well, today we've driven a little over an hour from Mérida to the small town of Homún, which is known for the cenotes, and it's about 90 degrees outside right now.
Yeah, so we could definitely use a nice cenote to cool off in. This town is said to have over 600 cenotes, and somewhere between 30 or 40 are open to the public. I have 4 of them start on Google Maps. I think our goal is to see at least 3, and the first one of the day is Cenote Santa Bárbara.
So Cenote Santa Bárbara is actually a complex of 4 cenotes, and it costs us 350 pesos per person to get in.
Yeah, I've heard that some of the more local cenotes usually cost 50 pesos per person, so it is definitely on the expensive side. They did have a little van that took us to the end, to the last cenote, so we could kind of work our way back. This is Cenote Cascabel, which means rattlesnake, and it is a closed cenote. There are actually 3 types of cenotes. There's closed, which, as you can imagine, are just basically a cave with water in them. There's semi-abierto, which means that part of it is open and gets some sunlight, and part of it is cave-like. And then there's abierto, which is completely open, where the entire ceiling basically has at some point caved in. But all of them have this really crystal clear blue water. And one thing I will say is this one here, at least, the water is not too terribly cold. I expected it to be much colder, especially since it's 90 degrees out and we were pretty hot getting in. But you get used to it pretty quick.
Here comes the second cenote, Choc Sinkin.
And at every one of these, they have a list of all the rules, and before you get in the first one, you need to shower off. And of course, as always, no repellent and no sunscreen in the cenotes because it'll make the water cloudy.
This cenote was also a closed cenote. However, there is a large opening at the top that allows for sunlight to filter through to the crystal clear water. It also has some amazing rock formations and a ton of stalactites. So we come to our third cenote, Xoch.
This one appears to be completely open, so it's different than the other 2.
This cenote was our favorite. The pattern the light makes through the water is mesmerizing. We made it to the last cenote, which is the pool cenote.
This cenote is actually located back at the entrance, where they also have a restaurant and a snack bar. So we took the little van back up the road. The other three are kind of clustered together. They're all walkable to each other. This one's a little bit further, but it is completely open, and it has a few different like little waterfalls running into it. So it's really pretty.
So the pool cenote has its own elevator. So if you have mobility issues, or too old to walk down the stairs, or are pregnant, you can ride the elevator.
David got the cochinita pibil. We got an order of panuchos de cochinita. And then I got the pork chook. And then of course these come with handmade tortillas. We saw the lady out back making them.
So we spent a lot more time at Santa Barbara cenotes than we thought we would.
Yeah, I didn't know that there were 4. I don't know, from what I'd seen online, I thought there were only 2. So between the 4 cenotes and the fact that we ate there, we ended up spending almost 4 hours there. So we've come to one more cenote, which will definitely be our last one for the day. I think we're going to try to come back to this area at least one more time to try to experience a couple more. But I would say if you do go to Santa Barbara, do go to the restaurant. Like I said, the tortillas were handmade. There was a little lady outside doing it. They cook everything over charcoal. Super, super delicious. So, oh, and reasonably priced. So let's go see how much this one cost us.
So into this cenote, it was 150 pesos each.
And that does include the cenote as well as the use of their pools. And she did say that everything closes at 5. So let's get in on there.
So before you enter the cenote, you have to take a quick shower. This cenote was very dark and quite small, but the water was crystal clear and super deep.
So here, they even have an artificial cenote.
While their cenote was not very impressive, their pools definitely made up for it. There weren't very many people there, so it was easy to find your own quiet section of the pool to enjoy. When we were there, they didn't have a full restaurant, only a snack bar, but it looks like they are currently building more facilities. Today we've driven over an hour back to Homún to visit some cenotes.
Yeah, unfortunately at our Airbnb, they are basically building a completely new house next door, and they are currently jackhammering every single day. It's like 6 days a week from 8 in the morning to 5 in the evening to carve out a pool. So it's been 9 days now, so hopefully they're going to be wrapping up that project soon. But until then, we're going to be out exploring a lot. And today we have come to Cenote Canunchen, which I heard is one of the ones that has more, I don't know, infrastructure built around it. So we're going to go check it out. We haven't even gotten in the water yet, and I have to say this is my favorite cenote so far. We're the only ones here, which obviously adds an extra level of cool. They also have a pool that we'll go hang out in after, but in this cenote there are bats and there are amazing rock formations, and the water is this beautiful, like turquoisey teal blue. Very beautiful.
It was 100 pesos per person to get in.
Yeah, so cheaper than the other ones as well.
We've been swimming around the cenote for about 30 minutes or so, and we're still the only ones here.
Yeah, I definitely recommend coming to this one. Well, we're the only ones here except for all the bats and birds. There are a bunch of galandrinas, or I think swallows, that are circling us. And it's the only sound you hear is them, and then you can hear the water dripping down into the cenote. So really, really cool experience. Definitely different from the other ones we went to because they were all very, very touristy.
Yeah.
And the last one we went to was very, very crowded last time. Well, they don't have a restaurant, but they do have a little snack bar with chips and sodas and waters and even a couple types of beer. We got all this for 100 pesos.
For our second cenote of the day, Santa Rosa.
This cenote is a little bit more expensive, but it should have a restaurant, and I do believe it is 2 different cenotes, so we're gonna go check it out.
These two cenotes weren't the best we visited, nor were they the worst. After we were done swimming around, we worked up quite the appetite, so we headed to their beautiful restaurant. We ordered the chaya empanadas, poke chuk, and an order of mixed panuchos. Everything was amazingly delicious and fresh. It was one of the best meals we had in all of the Yucatan.
Thanks for watching, and as always, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please leave them down below. If you haven't already, check out last week's video where we explore the yellow Pueblo Mágico of Izamal.